welcome back to part two of What If Deku Became the Infinity Krypton. So, where we left off, it was like she wanted to, or she went over to visit with Zuko, or Krypton Hun's home, and yeah. So now, or already explains what went from like. Well, go check out part one before this video. So yeah. So in this part, I am going to go over the like her visiting and the overhaul fight and reveal the truth. That's what I call it. The reason why I call it revealing of truth is because some YouTubers, like what if people, have this like not telling you the or most anime characters can't tell you the truth or else something bad happens to them. So yeah. Basically, so she goes over, and of course Infinity and the kids were walked around. Or like they're just flying around to see what's new. Or actually, they were in their rooms sleeping. As she gets, or she walks in, as she sits down, as, yeah. So, Krypton, or, yeah, Kryptonian man, or Zuko, sits down with her, or across from her, as she asks him that you probably know why that I'm here. Well, basically, you're curious of what, because you never actually had an encounter with a human, right? Or the like life form thing. Yes, I'm surprised that you knew about that. Huh. Well, the your little ship thing, the ones that sent quirkless people to their death things, basically. Hmm? Yes. The I can I I know that you will. So you knew about that part, don't you, Krypton Man? Huh. Well, there's a lot of things that you might not know about me. And did you heard a rumor that's gonna be starting up soon? What kind of rumor? As she says, what kind of rumor? That one of your men, or should I say one of those quirkless people, actually did it. What's his name again? Zuko Midoriya? Yes, he is the one new recruit for that little project thing. I'm surprised that he still lives. As she isn't, or she didn't know that the person that she's talking to is actual him. So she ends up saying, if he takes out that black hole, he must be the worth my interest. As Krypton man says, or Zuko says this, what do you mean, your interest? As she, like, wants to keep it private, as she says this to him, see, I have a little bit of a interest in quirkless people. I know through all these years, my research grants me, or my quirk allowed me to learn about certain people. But I'm not interested in quirked men. I'm really interested in this, what I will tell you, a special doomsday people that have the abilities of, like, doomsday hate creature. So she explains that she wants to create an army, like, get married to them and have unlimited kids, and to create an army so that the army will go kill whoever disobeys her. It's kind of like her own military force. As he says, I see. Well, though, you probably didn't notice my hero, or actually, or though he didn't realize, or he could not believe that she wants to date a person that has the same powers as Doomsday Creature, aka DC's Doomsday one. To have the entire army full of these violent creatures to just take over the world. She is technically would be a villain. Because, yeah. So, then, after that, talking, and she is getting really, pumped up to meeting Zuko Midoriya. But she already met him at that point. And, yeah. So then they fly around. And so And if you guys are curious of what I'm talking about, so Doomsday creature that she was talking about, they have adapt, they have regeneration and evolution. And whoever has those three inside of their body as their abilities is now classed as a new type. And she wants to breed them with herself so that, yeah, to create more like that type of species. Because her quirk er, is servant. It allows her to basically create a army of a certain type by physical contact or mental or physical. I'm waking it down. It's basically like that copy quirk, but instead of the like quirks, it copies the kids to have an army or yeah, or a person of that same type. So basically, yeah, but her other ability, like instead of her quirk, she has the ability of force. Like basically force people to do whatever they want without her getting her hands dirty. So, yeah. So then the Infinity and the kids of Zuko, oh, oh, and hers kids, they all came back after she left. As their daughters and sons went to bed. Because they played hard. And Infinity asks Zuko, or her husband, that what did she want? As he says, well, she wanted was to talk. But you probably don't have it in your or probably on Krypton. Or, that she's basically sending quirkless people to their deaths, but if they have the adapt quirk or like adapt ability, like how Doomsday is, she's as Infinity says, so she can breed them with herself to create an army, right? Yes. I see. I might have to get even with her. As Infinity walks over, sits on Zuko's lap, as she puts her hand on his face again and starts kissing him, as she tells him that no matter what the outcome of this little battle. You are always going to be mine, Zuko. Him. So, yeah. So that's what. Because they know that the. Yeah. So, basically, Zumi. Or no. So, basically, they aren't married. So, if it wouldn't be a heck of a chance for her to get like dating Zuko because he's already been taken and getting like quirks or getting or already has like 4 kids that have the same ability as him and Infinity and yeah. So yeah. So then yeah, it's kind of scary. Just kinda. So Zuko ends up flies around as he sees Overhaul in his monster form is about to get killing Zumi and Ares as he flies down, grabs Ares and Zumi, brings them, and as he says, thank goodness I was in the neighborhood. As he flies over and hits and Overhaul like 20 times. Like punching him, kicking at him, shooting lasers at him, you name it. He was going like super fast. Even the kids, like his kids, are now 15. He is at 26 years old. Yeah. Because let me remind you, he doesn't age like a normal human. He aged like if he had the power to, yeah. So then after the whole like or Overhaul fight was over, then the truth is about to get revealed as she was wondering about why hasn't Zuko or this kid Zuko. So she has summoned him, not through brutal force, but as she says, as she tells him that. So, what's your real name? Because you probably use that as. Actually, it's my superhero name. My real name is actually Zuko Midoriya. And what you expect? And she could not believe the one that makes a superhero that is an official one and was the same person that survived. And yeah. So she asks, what did you do with the black hole? As a girl, a 15-year-old girl walks out, because she thought Zuko called on her to come, as she says, she says, what up, father? Well, she's just talking and about you. So, hey, so I'll have some lollipops, okay? Okay, he's and she looks at. Hold on, wait. What's your name, by the way? As she points to the black-haired, black eyes with orange, she says, I am Miss Black Hole. That's spelled with MS. Black Hole. I am the daughter to to Zuko. I am one of the, and she could not believe that this kid that absorbed the black hole actually has a daughter of Miss Black Hole. And she could not believe it at all. So, yeah. As she leaves, and then she's like, so, tell me a whole story about what happened during that time. And that from a launch. As Zuko explains the whole thing, like how he went on a rocket ship and went in, and the rocket ship got destroyed, and only he survived, and he saw this blinding light and all that stuff. And she's like, so you are the one that has that. That's good. As she gets up, and he, yeah. Do you want me to explain what happens next? Yeah. She basically, when I said that thing about her breeding those quirkless but ability ones, and breeding that doomsday creatures as powers, the quirkless people. Well, yeah. So she basically forced him to do it. So, yeah. So, she was pregnant, and then she had kids. And, yeah. She had infinity kids, like infinite kids, from just 1 week. because I'm so yeah. So but they aren't dumb. They knew who their father is. So he goes from 4 kids with infinity to having infinite entire army of kids that have his DNA, his powers, ours, and hers, and infinity and zero, and yeah. So he basically is a father to the entire planet full of those kids. Yeah. They don't just, or they don't listen to her. They only listen to him. And yeah. So Kryptonians have been born. And yeah. So they flew around. They had their fun. And yeah. So then now it is time for them to tell, or for him to tell his parents. As Inko, who was one of those parents that were, or actually was working with her, and whoever, if they didn't have a quirkless kid, if their quirkless kid didn't survive it, they have to go through that process again. And so, yeah. Inko, who was one of those that their son didn't come back. So she basically gave birth to two more kids. One of them had a quirk that is similar to hers mixed with everyone. But he ends up not being like, oh, I'm gonna do this, gonna do that. Yeah. But then when Zuko came around, so yeah, as Zuko comes out of nowhere, he sees his own mother gave birth, and yeah. So then, yeah. So now Inko has 4 kids. Because 3 of them were quirk, or like, they have a quirk, right? But one quirkless that they thought was dead, but turns out he was still alive, as Kryptonian and man walks in, as Inko wants to because she did not know that her own son came right back. Because, yeah. So then, how do I stop before I go any further? So, she basically says that who are or you, and as she or he introduces his hero name as I'm Krypton Man, but you may call me by my actual name. Do you remember Zuko Midoriya? As Inko totally forgot about her son that was in the first batch. Like, she remembers Zumi, but she forgot all about Zuko. So basically, when she pieced two to two together, as she had tears come down her face, as she tackles him, as she could not believe him, because when she looked at his hair, it was him. So basically, yeah. So Zuko explains of what happened and how he became Kryptonian or Krypton, as when she could not believe it, that her own son survived the black hole and has a kid, or the entire army, of children's, and from two people, Then Inko was like, and as he's so proud of her son, and so basically, as he turns to his daughter that just got home, and of course, Inko told Zumi that this big buff guy is actually your brother. And she's happy. So she doesn't, that means that Inko doesn't have to give birth to any more quirkless people. As she tells Zuko, her brother, that since, after we all thought you were dead and all that stuff, so it's scary. So now, as Zuko has the entire army full of these kids. Basically, he trains all of them. Of course, here's a weird part. If you reach a certain age, like 15, like Mina or Momo's age, you have to go through that same process. No matter if you don't have to get married to a person to do that. Yeah. So, I'm not saying it because I don't want to be demonetized, so yeah. So basically, yeah. So Ochako, Mina, and Momo, and all that, yeah. So then they all had to stop because one person proved themselves. That's they all needed to do that. So she basically asks Miss Infinity if that's okay with her, if she and her are his wives. As Infinity says, sure. And yeah, a rich girl and a goddess gets married to a human that that lost everything and for her becoming a superhero. Yeah, at a young age. So, yeah. It was quite terrifying. And so now Zuko, or actually, because his superhero outfit wasn't like gay thing, he was, or so he says, you are now a pro hero. You're a pro hero, official a pro hero, and you are a father to the entire army. You are the husband to me and Infinity. So, yeah. So, yeah. Not just that part. The entire government, like, the entire world, like, leaders, except, or no, not accept, but they all accepted him to be a hero, like superhero, for their countries too. So basically, because he has hearing he could hear all the way around the globe, universe, everything. He even flew all the way to around the world, saving people, and he wants to visit other planets before her. As he ends up becoming a ruler of a bug world, and he got forced into having another kid. So the entire, by not just one female bug or alien, the entire planet full of female bugs or female aliens and did that to him. Yeah, so he ends up having 5 times the amount of normal army. So basically, aka army, but 5 times more powerful. As he could not believe, why did he get chosen to be raped by beautiful girls, Oh, somehow. So, yeah. It was scary. And, yeah. When I say that, it's as a, like, it feels like a weird version of Infinity or Invincible Man and TV show from the books things. Yeah. So, yeah. So he has 4 kids before the entire army. And then he had the entire army with her. And then the entire, like 5 times the amount of armies because of, yeah. As he's like trying to wrap his own head around. Because he when he came back, there was a villain that's about to kill the heroes. Like, I'm gonna destroy you all with my quirk. Destruction wave. As Deku, who flies in and beats a snot out of that villain. But the villain has ultimate super regeneration. So basically, no matter if his rim or limbs get ripped off or blown off, they come right back. Yeah. Well, the Zuko ends up doing something hilarious. He used the power of Zero. Oh, he ran up to him again, and he touched his hand on his chest. That villain's his chest right there. And he zorbed that quirk, part of his quirk, as he tells the entire army to go ahead, go crazy on him. As they all, like, tore limbs off. As it was like if a zombie apocalypse just happened onto him. Like, they had his limbs get ripped off, his head ripped off, and taking organs out and all that stuff. Yeah. It is crazy. Easy. Yeah. So then, yeah. So Zuko also, because one of his kids from the entire army, they all have same powers, but he formed his own power. It's similar to Power Rangers, but super Kryptonian or Krypton. Yeah. And he had to name them all. Oh. So that was just... If you guys find this weird, it's supposed to be weird. Not like creepy weird, but just weird, like wacky weird. Because, heck, I could have just used, like, in this alternate timeline, after he showed back up and did all that stuff, and then his his own sister slept with him and all that stuff. But no, I won't do that to ya. Or I won't do that part. Because one, it's gross to like have your sister molest you. Who? It's like, yeah. But yeah. So now this is the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this What If. Now, so yeah. And yeah, so bye-bye.